Hi everyone, Alisha here, Cosmic Gateway. This is the intuitive guidance reading for the second week of October 2018 for this card just behind me here. I hope you're having a lovely week so far. We're going to take that card. Let's see what this week has. Any messages or guidance. Just tune in. There we go. Might be a little. Let's see. Half the deck, as always. I think I'm going to start with these cards. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, so the first card that's come up for the week is the transformation card. So just know that you are, as always, in a state of change and transformation, even though sometimes it doesn't necessarily feel like it. We can go into those places where we're in a bit of a feeling like we're stuck or stagnant. That still is a period of transformation, because it's going within and transforming within. And then, once we make those internal shifts, the external reality then aligns to match with us. That's connected with the internal embrace card, which came out second. And that there, really speaks about embracing both light and shadow aspects and integrating it into one. And it's really important to mention that, in the meaning of that card and how I see it, it talks about, sometimes we can get very irritated or frustrated with people's behavior, or, things that we don't like. And generally that highlights an aspect in ourselves that we're not sort of acknowledging or looking at, and that's why it's being presented in our reality, to kind of highlight that aspect. And once we can kind of acknowledge that, hey, yeah, I do have that aspect too, we can acknowledge it, we can move forward, and we'll find that once again our reality externally is transformed, because once we acknowledge certain limitations or aspects or whatever it is that's presenting, we don't need to keep having it show up in our reality. So take that on board this week. The next card is the surrender card. So take a time for rest, rejuvenate, integrate, surrender to the things that you can't control. A lot of things that we go through on this ascension path is, or seems like it's out of our control, because there's a much higher divine aspect that's actually taking charge and working through us in every moment. So which is a beautiful thing when you can see it from that perspective. And then we have mystic reality here. That card talks about moving and looking at situations in our life from a higher perspective. It talks about, sometimes we can feel depressed, or things aren't going our way, or we look around the world and it seems to be in chaos or disarray, and that can make us feel pulled down. And that in itself, can be part of what's showing in our, what I call victim consciousness, and in our lack consciousness. And when we look at things from a higher perspective, it's through those times, or through that experience that seems hard on a human level, is actually the most profound soul transformational growth, because it's teaching us very valuable, important things. So keep that in mind, and if you are going through some tests or challenges or initiations, try and see it from the bigger perspective, and find some peace and solstice in that. So, whew, all right, what else have we got? Oh, nice. I love the way they tell stories. So the next card is the divine consciousness. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? So just what I was talking about in, reaching, higher levels of awareness and consciousness within ourselves. I have an ant crawling up me, of course. I'm outside. It's always going to happen. Off you go. There we go. Being able to burst through the next level of your own consciousness to view things from that higher perspective. And, you know, when that happens, or from my perspective, when we burst through that next level of consciousness, it allows more energy to come into our body. And that's part of the ascension process as we, you know, transform our bodies into more light. So, you know, take whatever other message comes to you through that card, and just know that, you know, you're more than likely on the verge of a big breakthrough through your awareness, through your consciousness. And when that happens, a lot changes in your life. And the final card is alchemy. So you have the Midas touch right now. Every project you begin turns to gold. What a beautiful message to, um, you know, summarize this week's reading, and probably towards the end of the week, some really nice breakthroughs. So whatever projects you're thinking about doing, you know, with that new level of awareness coming through, we'll be able to action that and start to put that out into the world. So I hope that helps someone. I hope that resonates with someone. Um, if you are interested in working with me and having a session, I do a lot of energy work, guidance sessions, twin flame work. If that resonates and you feel like connecting with me, I'll put the details in the description box below, and you can reach out to me there. If not, have an absolutely magnificent week, and I will connect with you next week. Mwah.